Hey everyone, I'm Austin.
And I'm Mitch.
And this is Super Platinum Achievement. Is 2023 going to be the year Xbox kind of gets it back on track? We will discuss that right after this. Because first, if you are new here, hit that subscribe button down there. It helps out a ton. If you like this video, go ahead and give it a big old thumbs up. And share it with your friends so they can also hit the subscribe button and give it a thumbs up and share it. And then so on and so on and so on and so on. And then write comments too if you want to do that. So yeah. Xbox, if you are fans of this channel, we have been kind of ragging on them a bit, only out of love. We don't absolutely hate them because that's the way we are. We
like games.
We like games.
We hate no games.
Yeah. and the politics and the lies, like it's just like the whole thing wrapped in all of it in one. That's kind of why we've been ragging on them. But we're hopeful, which maybe we shouldn't be, but we're still hopeful that they're going to have a good year. And looking at the lineup they got coming into 2023, it's okay. So everything we're pretty much talking about here is only the first half of 2023, so up till June.
And then some question marks.
Yeah. So like we're going to talk about stuff that we know should be coming. None of these really have a release date, which is the only thing that makes us a little worried. If they just say, oh, they're going to be in the first half of 2023. So jumping into it, we're going to start right away with the game that is coming. Not just for Xbox, for everyone, but it is a day one Game Pass game, and that is Atomic Heart.
Atomic Heart looks like a lot of fun. It reminds me a lot of like kind of a Dishonored sort of feel mixed with BioShock is the vibes I'm getting.
Very much so.
So I'm excited for that. That's a very unique style. Hopefully it's going to be a great game. Like we said, a lot of these games are multi-platform, but the big thing for Xbox and Xbox owners, if you have Game Pass anyway, is they are going to be day one on Game Pass. Now, we didn't include all of these because a lot of games are coming to Game Pass, but a lot of them are either games that have already been out or games that are finally being ported from other systems, so on and so forth. So these are just the big games that we thought would excite a lot of people that could possibly be console sellers or Game Pass sellers.
Yes, because
that's what we included.
That's definitely been Xbox's thing, is pushing Game Pass, and having some strong titles day one is going to help them. And I think Atomic Heart is one of those games.
Looks like a fantastic game. So I'm excited for that game. I think that will be a game I play on Game Pass.
And maybe I'll resubscribe.
Yeah.
We'll see. That could be the big surprise of 2023.
Yeah, all in all, their lineup looks pretty decent. As far as exclusives go, it could be either or amazing.
Yeah.
It all falls on one game, which we'll get to. But the next game that is a day one on Game Pass that is coming to other system is Wolong Fallen Dynasty. Another game that I think looks fantastic. Looks very almost Souls-esque in the style it's going to be. It's supposed to be very challenging. A lot of Sekiro Shadows Die Twice vibes on there. So that game should be pretty good. Day one on Game Pass. So it looks like for people that have been wanting their Game Pass to pay off, this might be a year that it does.
Finally does, yeah.
So I am looking forward to that game. And another game to compete with last year's PlayStation release.
Yes, so it's one of the heavy hitters Microsoft has counted on years and years and years. That's Forza Motorsport. And it is obviously going to be kind of up against Gran Turismo 7, which released last year. They've always compared just because they are both racing simulators. If that's the way you want to go, in my opinion. Forza is still a little more arcadey than Gran Turismo if you want to get down to the details, but people love Forza. They always look really good. They time and time again release a good product. People obviously are pumped for that because it's the first Forza Motorsport in a couple of years, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, we had Horizon, the Horizon series come out with their previous game.
Yeah, Horizon 5 was great, looked awesome, and now this is supposed to really go more towards the racing sim fact and be more realistic in that aspect. So we'll see how far they go into that, but that should be a really great game for anybody looking forward to a racing sim. After that, once again, we've got some other Game Pass Day 1 games. Flintlock, Siege of Dawn is coming out, also coming to other systems. That looks like it could be one of two ways. It could be either fantastic or it could be a flop. I don't know. The trailer looks great. So what we've seen looks great, but it could just be a wannabe Black Flag game.
Yeah.
Is kind of what it.
Or Skull and Bones or something, which is, coming out.
Who knows on how that's going to be.
So yeah, keeping with the trend of Game Pass games, we got Hollow Knight Silksong coming out day one for Game Pass. Once again, that is multi-platform, but it is day one on Game Pass. And that one, to me, is one that most people probably would choose to do on Game Pass versus spending the $20 or whatever it's going to be. 20, 30 probably in that range, because some people will be like, I don't want to necessarily, but probably one of those games like, I don't know if I want to buy it, but if it's there for me already, I'll play it. So probably going to be a pretty good game on Game Pass, and people do love Hollow Knight. It is a fun platforming game.
Yes.
So.
And then they've got their two heavy hitters that are big question marks, obviously, if they're going to be great games or not. The first one we'll talk about is coming from Arcane Studios, and their last game, in our opinion, even though it came out on PlayStation as an exclusive for an entire year, was not great.
No.
We both got it, and neither of us finished the game because we got bored.
Yeah, so I love Arcane games. Dishonored 1 and 2, fantastic. Loved them so much. So I was super excited for Deathloop, and that one was a little subpar. It had its elements that were fun, but it was just kind of boring.
Repetitive.
It was repetitive. It wasn't creative, and it wasn't in the way where Dishonored kind of was able to build off itself, where you could chain all these powers together. I feel like it was Deathloop. You had to do each thing a certain way, and you couldn't just really kind of do it the way you wanted to, if that makes any sense. So a lot's riding on Redfall, and this is the first time Arcane has done a co-op game. So it's going to be a little different for them because they've been doing, obviously, the first-person kind of stealthy game. So it's going to be similar, but you are playing with other players, like we've seen kind of Gotham Knights and stuff like that, where you have, like, different class abilities.
And they said recently, like, a lot of people were, like, thinking, like, oh, it's going to be like a Back 4 Blood or a Left 4 Dead.
Yeah.
They recently said, no, that's not what we're going for. That's not what it's going to be like. Think more Far Cry with zombies.
Okay, yeah.
So at the same time, that's not great because Far Cry 6 was a big letdown. So hopefully it's better than Far Cry 6 in that aspect.
The only issue I have is obviously, Arcane doing a different style of game, see if they can pull it off. And also, there's no release date for this yet. It's already been delayed. And then we have not gotten a release date. They're saying it's still going to be first half of 2023. We'll see. It's up in the air. Microsoft really needs to have Bethesda come in strong this year because after that big purchase, that's all they have at the moment. And this is kind of the first game that really needs to kind of come out swinging for them, because if this one kind of comes out a little flat or subpar, it might affect the rest of the year for them.
Yeah, and then of course there's the huge one that everybody's waiting for, everybody's been excited for and anticipating since it was first teased, including PlayStation fans until their hearts were broken that it was taken away. And that is Starfield.
Yeah.
This is Skyrim in space times 4, or more, actually. And this game could go to be one of the best games ever made, or one of the most overhyped games ever. It's going to be one of the two. There's no in between. Obviously, we're really hoping it's going to be one of the best games
I've been looking forward to Starfield for a long, long, long time. It's been out in the ether for 6+ years. Obviously, before Microsoft owned them, before all that stuff. It's been announced, teased, known about for a long time. So finally it's here after it's been delayed several times. So we still don't also have a release date for that yet either, which also
first half
makes me a little concerned still. Todd Howard is adamant it's coming out in the first half, but he's been wrong before. So, we're hoping that...
Another thing that worries me about the game is they're, bragging about all these, like, 1,000 different planets you can go to. But what we've seen so far is a planet with gray rocks.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that we don't get 1,000 different barren planets with nothing on them. Go back to the first Mass Effect.
Yeah.
Where you could go to, like, what was it? Like 30 different planets in these systems.
Yeah.
But each one was, a little square area that didn't have much to do. I'm really hoping that's not the case with Starfield, and that the planets are a lot more vibrant, and there's these big, living cities.
And you want a reason to explore the city for, like, obviously resources or story and quests, stuff like that. So versus just being like, oh,
here's a planet.
I'm here, one of the 1,000 planets you can explore. So,
well, see you later.
Yeah, exactly. I think so. I think Starfield is the biggest potential for Xbox this year to have a great game.
It's their make or break for the year.
It really is, and unfortunately for them, it's going to be early. Probably, obviously first half of the year, if not a little early. We don't know when it's going to come out. Rumors are March time, but we will see. But also, I think there's just, there's still no guarantee that's not going to, be. It could be delayed again for all we know. So
could see another Fallout 76.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Bethesda. Also, that's the thing is Bethesda coming in with this Xbox deal. Both of them, Xbox and Bethesda, kind of were not on top when this happened. So last couple of Bethesda games have kind of fallen flat. Obviously, Xbox is having their issues. So putting them together maybe isn't the formula they needed. But we'll see. We'll find out. I'm hopeful. I want.
Hopefully, it's great. With all that, at least Game Pass is getting some great games. Yeah. Not exclusive, but one I'm excited for is Lies of P. That's a very dark, almost Bloodborne-esque style of Pinocchio game. Yes. So if you haven't seen the trailer, it looks fantastic. I'm excited for that game. Yeah. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Honestly, that might be the game I'm most excited for out of all these, aside from Starfield. Yeah. But that's a day one on Game Pass, which looks fantastic.
Another game I'm excited for that is, it's not a full exclusive, is a timed exclusive, is Stalker 2. Finally, Heart of Chernobyl is finally being released after it was delayed indefinitely.
Over a year, yeah.
Obviously due to world events in the area where the game was being developed.
To no fault of anybody on that one.
No. So it's finally coming, and hopefully that one is...
worth the wait.
Worth the wait. And it is a timed exclusive, I think, just for a year. So all you Sony fans can wait it out, I guess. But yeah, so Game Pass.
Xbox fans, you'll enjoy it day one, and only you guys for a year. So, and PC, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, that game looks fantastic. And another game that's multi-platform but is owned by Microsoft is Minecraft Legends. So that's kind of a dungeon crawler sort of looking game that looks like it's going to be, they're really trying to expand on the world of Minecraft aside from just, the Minecraft.
From mining
builder.
And crafting.
Yeah, mining and crafting.
Wow.
Crafting and mining. So it's got a story mode and all that, so that looks like it's going to be a big change up from what Minecraft usually is. I think that'll be a heavy hitter on other platforms.
Yeah, I think Switch is probably going to do the
best. I was
going
to say, I honestly think more people are going to get that on Switch than any other console. No. Even Xbox, I think the Switch sales are going to outdo the Game Pass downloads, which is saying a lot considering it comes with Game Pass, but that's my prediction because, Switch is that age group where it's going to be popular. Yeah. But that's a win for Microsoft because they got people buying this game, and maybe they'll see that that's a good thing and release other games that they've taken away on other platforms.
You know what other game is like that where you can build, but it's got something more important? It's got family. Ark 2 is that game where you can build, and apparently Vin Diesel's in it. With dinosaurs. So Ark obviously was a huge successful game, multi-platform there. So Microsoft now owns it, so we'll see how that plays out. But yes.
Yeah, this one is exclusive to Xbox this time. Xbox and PC.
And PC. It'll do well probably, mostly on PC, but, whatever. But Ark's fun. I have played it. I own it. So... This one I was kind of looking forward to. It wasn't one I was probably going to jump out of my chair for, but if it's there for me to play, I'll check it out. And family. Anything for family. Anything.
Then another one that looks like it could be fantastic, a indie-style side-scroller. That's The Last Case of Benedict Fox. If you haven't seen this, it's very different, very unique. You're a detective, and you get to go to these, it's like an underworld, to solve the murder, I believe it's of your father, off the top of my head, in this mansion. Very Eternal Darkness-esque vibes, if you haven't played that. GameCube exclusive, throwback there. It gives me those vibes. Obviously, it's not a 3D game like that one was. It's a side-scroller, but it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really excited for that one. That is one I am going to play as soon as that one comes out. Day one on Game Pass.
Another big game coming for the Xbox is Warhammer 40,000 Space Marines, which is, Warhammer is kind of more synonymous with PC gaming, so it's on the console these days. Huge following for that. Henry Cavill obviously loves some Warhammer. Trying to make a Warhammer movie at the moment or TV show. So I think that one's going to do well, and maybe for new fans of the game, this might be a good place for them to maybe pick it up on Game Pass and give it a shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are the games we know should be coming.
99% going to be this year. But then we've got a few question marks.
Yes.
Some we aren't even going to talk about because they're not going to make it. And we're just going to name them. That's Everwild, Avowed, Fable. They're not coming.
No.
Elder Scrolls, not coming.
No.
I'm sorry. Don't expect these games to come in 2023. They aren't.
If
The
at all.
games that, if they're going to come at all at this point, same thing, Perfect Dark. I'd be shocked to see Perfect Dark this year. The games that better come this year, and if they don't, Xbox has got some splaining to do.
Yeah.
First and foremost, I think, is going to be Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
We saw extended gameplay of that back in the Game Awards at the end of 2021.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen anything since. That game, sure as heck, better come in 2023, or I'm going to be ticked, because that game was teased at the launch of the Series X as if it was coming during the launch period of the Series X, and we've got nothing.
And like it was one of those, once again, Microsoft goes and buys a studio and takes the game, just throwing it out there, not pointing fingers, and then now the game is just gone. So I don't know what's happening. I don't know what the behind the scenes thing is, but this game has been in like purgatory for 2 years, if not longer.
More,
so
yeah.
I want to see it this year. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we don't, though, at this point. So
Yeah. It better come end of this year, but we won't be surprised if
And
it
then
doesn't.
another game that was teased quite a while ago that we've seen nothing about since is State of Decay 3, which is considered one of Xbox's bigger series. The first two were very popular, and people were pretty excited for State of Decay 3.
It continues to grow because the first one was considered like an arcade, title, and the next one was considered a double A title, good size game, and now this one's supposed to be a triple A, big time exclusive for Xbox.
And we had like a big reveal trailer for it, and we've got nothing since. And that was almost the same as with Hellblade like 2 years ago, if not longer.
That was 2020 when they first teased that.
It's been a long time, but we've seen absolutely nothing. No gameplay, no one's talked about it, no release dates, no new trailers. It's gone somewhere. So hopefully we get an update on that, but we'll see.
Yeah, so Xbox has a lot of questions still.
Yeah.
It really comes down to really one game, but let's say 2 games being successful this year to make Xbox have a good 2023, and that's Redfall and Starfield.
Yes.
If those games are not good,
If
Xbox is going to be in trouble.
Yeah, because they don't. The rest of the games, unfortunately, I don't think have enough weight to carry. At least bring more people into the Xbox fold. Obviously, Xbox fans will probably be okay with it, but they're not going to be poaching people from PlayStation into here.
Yeah.
Starfield and Redfall might be those games that would be like
Starfield is a poaching title.
Yes,
if it's great, it would move people from other platforms.
Yes.
That's what they need.
So a lot is riding on Bethesda. These are the first games to be released since they've been purchased by Microsoft. So there's a lot of expectation here. And if it's typical Bethesda polish, there's going to be a problem. It needs to be the next level, but there's a lot of things going against them. First off, Bethesda games always are a little rocky in the start.
Yeah. Even Skyrim, one of the greatest games ever, pretty rough.
Obviously Fallout 4 had its issues too. Fallout 76 had its issues. But now also, this is also the first time they're using a new engine, Creation 2, which also will have its own bugs and hiccups as well as they try to get that kinked out. So hopefully, maybe with all these delays, they have got it figured out. They've got it to a point where they are confident they can release it and not have great game-breaking bugs right out the get-go. And this game will just work. I hate to quote Todd Howard, but it just works.
We'll see. So, Xbox, we hope everybody succeeds.
Yeah.
Because the more different companies succeed, the better the games are, the better the competition. I hope Xbox has a fantastic year. We are Xbox fans, especially myself. So if you've watched our previous videos of us just dogging on Xbox, it's because they deserve it.
Coming out of a place of love. It's not hate. It's because we want good games and we're not getting them and we're upset.
Yes.
And this could be the year that they get themselves back on track, get some games, get some confidence back into the gamers, and then finally release some good ones in the future. But it all is kind of riding on this first half of 2023.
We'll see. Let us know what you guys think. Post in the comments, are there any games we might have missed that you're looking forward to, either day one on Game Pass or exclusives. Pretty sure we didn't miss anything there. But day one Game Pass, there are some other ones we didn't get. Let us know in the comments. If you like this video, give us a big thumbs up. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. Share with your friends, and we'll see you again soon here on
Super Platinum Achievement.
Okay, bye now.
Bye.